This looks exactly like my hair. You could not tell me that this isn't my hair.
Long as you got your eyes, got your trippy on them private jets, taking trips, come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today, make me wonder who you might be playing with, makes me wonder who you think.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nakia Symone. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can become one of the homegirls. Today's video is sponsored by Ywigs. We are going to be installing some tape band extensions. They sent me over some Yaki straights. It comes in this cute little box, says Ywigs on it. They sent me 18, 20, and 22. So here comes nicely packaged. It comes with a return and exchange form. It also comes with instructions on how to take care of the hair, which I think is really beneficial. It also comes with a pack of extra tape. So these tape bands can be reused. Now again, this hair is Yaki straight. So this hair is meant to mimic African American hair, you know, so it does have like a kinky texture to it. I did dye this hair jet black. I am going to show exactly how the hair comes. It's like a natural brown. So each bundle that they sent me came with 40 tapes together. 22-inch here and 40 tapes. 20-inch here, 40 tapes. You see, it looks like two bundles put together. So 20 and 20. And then my 40 tapes of the 18-inch. Of course, I'm going to start with the longest in the bag, and I'm going to go up and up and up. Now, I like my hair to be really thick and full and big, so I'm going to try to put as many tapes in as I can. I'm going to hope that I can get the best view for putting these tapes in, because it is going to be a little difficult working with the back of my head and not being able to see what I'm doing. So let's just hope that this goes well. We're gonna try our best. I'm gonna leave all of the links in the description box on exactly how to get this hair. This is light Yaki, so I'll leave all the links down below if you guys want to check it out. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I started off by separating the areas that will not have tapes on it, basically like my leave out area. I used my rat tail comb as like a test to see if it would be enough hair to cover the tapes. I pretty much used the same leave out method as I would do for a quick weave, like a versatile quick weave. I also did like a middle part as like a guide for the center. But as you'll see later in the video, I actually ended up using more hair in the center and leaving out more hair. Okay, and so these are all of the areas that I left out. This is what it looked like when I got done in the back and on the sides. So you really don't need a lot of hair in between the tapes, so I parted very, very thin layers. Of course, doing this will also allow me to add more tapes in, more rows of hair, so that it's thicker and fuller the way that I want it. The easiest way for me was to take my rat tail comb and stick it on the bottom of the tape end, and then just add it to my part. Now, I didn't put the tape directly on my scalp, so I did pull it down a little bit so that it's comfortable to pull it up into a ponytail. I actually like flipping it and doing the back of it first, the way that you see me do it. So stick the tape on and then flip the hair up and then lay the tape on top of it. That way it's already giving you that shape of a ponytail, so you know it'll be comfortable to put it up in a ponytail. So that was the easiest method for me. And it actually takes 2 tapes for one section of hair, so you have to kind of like sandwich it, if that makes sense. But it was actually easier for me to do row by row as opposed to doing each individual sandwich. So you see me do the 2 flips up, and then I flipped it down, sandwiched it, flat ironed the adhesive at the top just so that it sticks really well, and then I went row by row that way, and it was easier for me. Now this little area in the middle was bothering me. I know one full tape is not going to fit there because it'll be overlapping the other tapes. So your girl cut it right in half and squoze it right on in. I'm not sure if you're supposed to cut the tapes, but it worked for me, and I'm filling in all the gaps. Oh. And look at that. Not too bad for my first row. Yep, so one row down, 1,000 more to go, y'all. So I just continued on with thin layers, thin layers towards the bottom of my hair. And what I would do is I would part a layer down and continue to use the upside down method. That's what I'm going to call it, the upside down method. So basically, I put my rat tail comb on the tape, flip the hair upside down, and lay the tape a little bit away from my part. And I just continue to do row by row. So basically laying the first layer of the tapes in a row. So basically I'm laying the peanut butter, and then I flip the tapes back down once I lay my row down, and then sandwich it with the jelly. As you can see, I only use the rat tail comb to lay the peanut butter. I don't use the rat tail comb to do the top. It just doesn't work out that way. So I just use my fingers and try to line it up as closely as possible. Now, I pretty much followed the same method all the way through, so I'm not going to bore you guys. But I do want to mention, as you are going higher and higher with your rows in the back, you're going to start to curve your parts, so they won't be straight across anymore. As you get higher and higher, it'll kind of curve over to the side a little bit. So you basically want to go in the direction of your ponytail. So you see how the sides, now that I'm getting a little bit higher, I'm kind of curving around to the front of my face. So you just want to make sure that you're going like in a circular motion, if that makes sense, or kind of like a round motion and not straight across the higher that you get. Alright, so I'm almost halfway through. So what I did was I just separated my hair and did like a middle part, kind of like towards the middle of my head. And then I actually separated the top half into two sections because I was going to start laying tracks on the sides of my head. So I separated those into two individual ponytails because those tapes are going to lay in opposite directions. Okay, so we're going to get started to lay the tapes on the side. I'm just going to put that hair in the back away so it doesn't get in the way. And we're going to start to lay our tracks sideways, still using thin layers. I didn't mention that as I got to the top when I was laying my tracks in the back, I did use kind of like thicker parts a little bit. I didn't use like such thin parts. I put like a layer in between the tapes just so that it looks more natural and you couldn't see the tapes up top. So that's just another tip. But I pretty much followed the same method here, putting the tapes in. It does get a little bit easier putting them in on the sides than, of course, doing the back. Also, when you lay your first layer and then you flip the hair back down, you're going to have to pick up whatever strands are not sticking to the tape. You know, don't add unnecessary hair in the sandwich if you don't have to. So only what sticks to the tapes is what you want to sandwich. So I don't know if you've seen it, you may need to go back and rewind it, but basically when I flipped it down, there were like some strands that really weren't sticking to the tape. I lifted it up and made sure that only the hair that was sticking to the tapes were sandwiched. And I'm still laying the tapes with the flow of my part. So as you can see, I'm kind of curving them. So it's kind of straight on the sides and it kind of curves around the perimeter of my head, like in a round kind of shape. So just keep that in mind when you're laying them. Make sure that you're going with the flow of your parts. Alright, and it was about right here when I realized that I was going to need a lot more hair out in the center than what I left out. So I kind of made like a little round circle in the front, which is going to be my perimeter that I know that I don't want out. And any hair that was under there that was thick, I just went and added a few more layers wherever I saw fit. So I think right here I did maybe about 2 more layers around the back in that circular form, in between this little thick piece of hair. And I feel like that was pretty much it. Let's see. And for whatever reason, for this particular row, I did each individual sandwich, which kind of takes longer as opposed to going row by row like I was doing before, because this actually took longer. But I'm not sure if when other people do it, they do each individual sandwich at a time, but I think that it's faster to go in a row. But for whatever reason, I didn't do it that way this time, which is why it took a little bit longer. I didn't mention either, you guys. Of course, my parts are not perfect. Doing the back of your head is not that easy to make a clean, neat part, but I did try to make sure that after the rows in the top that I did put like a nice amount of hair in between the layer. Like as you can see, I just parted out a nice layer of hair to go over those tapes. I also recommend straightening your tapes before you put them in. I did that in some of the previous clips just because I didn't want to add extra damage to my hair. So when you see me with the flat irons, I'm pretty much just making sure that the tapes are sandwiched together very well. They do have other instruments you could use to do that, like kind of like some plier looking tools. But I don't have any, so of course I use my flat irons, but just try not to add too much heat to your natural hair. Alright, now I really could have stopped here and just left the rest of the crown out. But like I said, I like my hair to be very full and thick. So I actually did go in on the sides and just add a few more strips to the side. But you can kind of gauge this on your own depending on your hair type if you need to add some extra tapes. But I went ahead and add a few tapes on each side. And just remember, whatever you do to one side, make sure you do it to the other side so that your hair is even. But that was pretty much it, you guys, and this is pretty much how the hair turns out. So now I'm just going to show you the versatility that these tape-ins have, all the different styles, putting it up into a ponytail, putting it in a bun. You're going to see me play with it for a little while. You can skip to the end if you don't want to see that and you want to hear more about the hair. However, I really, really love how they came out. So yeah, enjoy this. Alright you guys, so that was the end of the video. I installed pretty much all of the tapes. I have 20 left from the shortest bundle, which was the 18-inch. I did leave a lot of hair out in the middle. That way I'll be able to switch up the part. So if I want to do a side part, if I want to do a middle part, I can. So a lot of this hair here is my hair. I am going to curl it tomorrow. However, it did take me a while to install these tapes. So I'm not going to curl it tonight. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. So I didn't cut it or anything or do anything to it just yet. I think I might put some light layers in the front of it. My hair, since it's a little bit shorter, is kind of coming off as layers already. So I may or may not cut it. The ends of this hair look pretty full. It looks natural. I don't really have any complaints. I'm not seeing a whole lot of shedding with the hair either. So that's pretty good. One. I will say that it wasn't super duper easy installing them myself. However, it is possible, it's doable. It's just going to take a while, but it is kind of tedious. So just be prepared. If you are going to be doing them on your own, it is going to take you a little while, but just be patient. Take your time. Take a break if you need to. Don't try to do these the same day as if you have an event because it'll ruin it. So just make sure that you set a whole day aside to put in your tapings if you're going to be doing them on your own. However, I think they turned out really, really well. I'm really happy with my results. Definitely happy with the hair from Ywigs. I don't have any complaints. Again, like I said, I'm going to be doing a video to follow up maybe in about a week or two. I may even keep them in and wash them, you know, if they don't start to bother me or anything like that. I'll probably keep them in a little bit longer and do a updated review on them. If you want to see me do any other videos with these tape-ins, make sure you leave your comment down below so I can make sure to get it done while I have these in. Let me know if you're going to try these tape-ins from Ywigs. I'm going to leave their information down below in the description box, so make sure you check them out. It's some really, really good quality hair, and I really feel like this Yaki straight blends with African American texture very, very well. So make sure you leave a like on this video, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.